What's up, guys? So for this last video, this long snapping little tutorial series, I'm going to be talking about finishing with your hands. Finishing with your hands is super important because it dictates the spiral of your ball and the direction of your ball. And without either of those things, you're not going to be throwing a good ball at all. And so I'm going to take you through some drills on how to know if you're finishing your hands and just really what that means. What's up? So when I'm talking about finishing with my hand, what I'm talking about is this last extension part of your hands. This part is super important because it ensures that you threw your hands through evenly, which is going to give you a good spiral, and it's going to dictate the direction of your ball as you release it. And so one thing that I like to think about when I think about finishing with my hands is just like touching my forearms to the back side of my hamstrings. If I can touch my forearms to my hamstrings, then I know that I've gone far enough. It's really just ensuring that you don't short arm it. What I mean by that is going here and then just going like that. Like if you come down here and you just flick it out and throw it because you've been working on flicking it and you have even hands, the ball's not going to go where you want it to go. And so finishing your hands is really that key determinant on whether the ball is going to go where you want it to go, even if you flick your hands and throw a spiral. And remember, in the snapping process, you want to drive with your elbows first and then throw your hands. Part of throwing your hands is finishing through. And so when you're down and you're thinking about, all right, let me throw my elbows, you're also thinking about throwing your hands all the way through to the end. It's not just a flick finish. I can't exaggerate that enough because I see a lot of people think they're finishing their hands just when they do like a flick finish. That's not what finishing your hands is. Finishing your hands is finishing through with your wrists tight together to get you a tighter spiral, and then it's pointing at your target. I think that's super helpful for me is when I finish through with my hands, I can see my target right like through my wrists, because my wrists aren't always touching, but I always know if my wrists are together in the direction of where I want it to throw, the ball is going to go where I want it to go. Some people like to talk about finishing your hands as just like riding your hands down the barrel of a gun, because when you're coming through, you're not, throwing it to a side, throwing it to a side. That's set up with your legs. So when your legs are directional, you're using that straight line that you lined up on. So all you have to do is go straight down the line, right? So you're riding down that barrel of the gun with your wrists, and you're finishing it all the way through. A bullet doesn't start going out of a gun and then just fall off. It keeps going straight all the way through. So that's the same thing you need to do with your wrists when you're finishing them. So here will be an example of not finishing my hands and what that would look like. If you didn't see that, the ball just rolled completely on the ground to the back because I did not finish my hands at all. And now this is me finishing my hands, and see if you can notice the difference in just the technique and just how it looks. I feel like it's pretty clear. And that ball went where I wanted it to go. All right, so this is the last kind of video here, this mini tutorial that I'm going to make today. If you have any other parts or any other things that need to be clarified, please leave them down below, questions, comments, anything. And thank you for watching this whole series tutorial, or if it was just this last video. I just felt like following through with your hands was something that was super important and needed to be highlighted in this whole process. So thank you.